Hey guys, it's Sundown Rider here, and today is going to be my chapter review to Fairy Tale 5, Chapter 500, Fire and Ice. So, first from the get go, we assume it's going to be something to do with Grey and Natsu, which is, it's a good assumption to make Fire and Ice, it's going to be them two. So, we start off with, it's the 500th chapter, so we get a nice color spread. At the beginning, it's all the like main fairy tale guys in underwater. It's in the sea or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was nice to see. So I just moved straight onto the chapter. So we get Brandish dropping off Natsu and Lucy, as well as Happy, away from the battlefield, and she tells them she did this basically because she does not want to kill them as a special exception. She wants to turn a blind eye to them for their kindness towards her. So she's in their debt, and she doesn't want to really harm them. But she also tells them straight away that she doesn't want to betray Alvarez, so she's gonna kill everyone else on the battlefield. So basically, all of Fairy Tale's friends, all their allies, everything like that. So not even just the Fairy Tale members. She's gonna kill everyone. So she says that right after telling them that she's not gonna harm them, which is kind of conflicting, but you can see where she's coming from. And then we have Di Maria just standing on the side, like she's not too far away, but she can hear everything they're saying, and she sees the exchange between them and deems that Brandish has betrayed at least her. She doesn't really seem to care too much for the Spriggan 12, but it looks like from this chapter alone that she thinks that Brandish has betrayed her. So Brandish then goes on to say that Alvarez will win by sheer numbers, as you would sometimes. Depends. So by sheer numbers, by strength. So she's talking about the Spriggan 12. She mentions Spriggan 12 and the fact that Zerif is already extracting Fairy Heart, which is a good shout to make. I mean, Fairy Tail aren't doing too well so far. So Natsu does the usual and says, "Yeah, we'll keep on trying. It doesn't really matter what you say, what you think. We'll keep doing it. Fairy Tail, blah 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 blah, all this." So yeah, Natsu does that every time. I don't really care for that anymore. So then Brandish says to him straight up, she says, "All your friends are gonna die today." And then we switch to Elfman and Lysana against, is it Azil? I don't know what his name is. I think it's Agil. So Elfman and Lysana are on their knees against Agil, and they're pretty much just getting wrecked. Elfman's there shouting that he's going to protect the guild and Lysana. Elfman needs to do something worthwhile for once. He's never doing anything worthwhile, and he's not really all that of a mage. Really, he hasn't really shown himself to be awesomely strong or particularly one of the elite of Fairy Tail. He's just there because people probably like his character. I'm not sure. He never really does anything anyway, so I don't care what he says. Jason Statham, Spriggan 12, the Jason Statham dude. He's closing his eyes to fight Mira Jane. It was comical, but it was like, come on, really, against Mira Jane? She's meant to be one of the like top 5 in Fairy Tail, and Natsu already beat Jason Statham. So was he healed or something? I don't know, but basically Mira Jane needs to step up a game because Jason Statham should be getting wrecked, or at least it should be a fair fight. So then we see Minerva and Rogue are also getting wrecked by that wall guy, the machine dude, and Bloodman, the Grim Reaper dude. And I think that's actually pretty fair, because we had Gajil struggle against the Grim Reaper, so he's got to be pretty strong, because I think Gajil is one of the strongest in Fairy Tail alongside Natsu. Like, he's probably just below Natsu. And then so we see Wall fighting Minerva. That's pretty fair as well. And we see the struggle of Urza and Makarov as soldiers are piling up on top of them. So then Natsu does the usual and tells Brandish that he won't sit there and watch his friends die. And she does the typical, you don't know the power of the 12. And so we switch to Grey versus Invel. Now this is the part of the chapter I was waiting for since last week. So Invel is shocked, but thinks Grey will be severely weakened by his wounds. And then he gets body bagged. He gets absolutely destroyed. So he's getting knocked around. Grey is absolutely destroying him, and Invel straight away, after being punched through a wall, he slides across and says, Grey's forcing me to use that. Like we haven't had enough of that in every other manga that's going. But so then he releases an ice an ice make armor of some sort. It looks pretty awesome. It looks like is it Reinhardt in Overwatch? I don't know, but it's called Ice Rending Divine Raiment. So it's ice from the depths of the underworld, and anything that it grazes or touches shall freeze instantly. Is what Invel says. So first off, as I said, it looks awesome. It looks really, really cool, and I thought he was gonna actually put up a fight with this. But spoiler alert, but Grey punches him and his arm starts to freeze, and I thought, oh, is this actually going to be like a decent fight? But then obviously he overpowers Invel by screaming, going Super Saiyan or something, I don't know. But he overpowers Invel and the right side of Invel's armor shatters. So then we switch back to Natsu, and Natsu's come back to Brandish saying that you don't know the power of the 12. Natsu's like, oh, y'all gonna play that game? Well, y'all have no idea how terrifying Fairy Tail can be. The typical Fairy Tail is terrifying too. Yeah. So I didn't see the need for all this this talking. They could have just put this off panel. So then Invel says that Grey integrated his ice armor and used it against him. So basically he did what Natsu is usually accused of doing, where he integrates someone else's powers, where he uses someone else's powers. He kind of eats it or utilizes it for himself, and then he molds it as his dragon slaying magic, or in Grey's situation at the moment, he utilizes it as his own ice make magic. So Grey goes on a rampage, absolutely destroying Invel. He's using Invel's magic, like I said before, and he's wearing these ice gauntlets that look like they're from that armor, but they look pretty awesome. They're like proper awesome looking gauntlets on his arms. So yeah, he's taken out what's his name again? He's taken out Invel, and he's going on a rampage, and he says that Invel can't be granted redemption at this point. So he unleashes a new move to finish off Invel, and with using his ice armor gauntlets, and it's called the Ice Devil's Zeroth Destruction Fist. It looks a lot like when we first saw, I think, Natsu's Demolition Fist. But it looked like a bolt of electricity came down and hit Invel as well. I was surprised about that. I didn't know what to make of that, whether it was just some form of ice magic as well. I don't know, but it looked pretty electricity, lightning like. So Invel gets wrecked basically, and Brandish is still trying to get Natsu and Lucy to stand down. Natsu ain't taking anything. He's saying, no, I'm not going to stand down and watch my friends get killed. And Lucy and I are going to basically return to the battlefield. We don't care about your debt to us, basically. So then Nineheart arrives out of nowhere, asking the whereabouts of Lady Urza. So Nineheart's been upgraded and enhanced by Eileen's enchantments. So Happy's the only one who picks up on the fact that Nineheart comes in and says, I want to know the whereabouts of Lady Urza. Because no one should be calling her Lady Urza. So Natsu doesn't pick up on that. Lucy doesn't pick up on that. The one who's meant to be the most cognitive out of the trio, unless you include, when you include Happy as well, she's meant to be the most cognitive out of them. But I don't know. So so Happy picks up on Lady Urza. Brandish then tells Nineheart to fall back as she's negotiating terms with Natsu, Lucy, and Happy. Nineheart takes that as a betrayal and attacks Brandish. I was like, what? That is really, really quick. Both DeMaria and Nineheart take that as a betrayal, even though she was going to kill everyone else. So he attacks Brandish. Brandish's magic suddenly has no effect because Nineheart suddenly becomes so OP. And then Natsu goes in to attack Nineheart, even though Brandish is shouting at him not to do it. He's going against the wishes, and he makes his obligatory, and now it's become a customary speech about why Fairy Tail has to carry on marching forward, why they have to put their heads down, keep taking one step at a time, friends, nakama, all that type of thing. So he makes his customary speech. Nineheart gets pretty much one-shotted. He gets a left hook first, and then he takes the right, and he's out for the count. But he gets one-shotted in a comical double spread as well. So it makes me wonder whether Nineheart was ever a useful character. So this brings up my first debate: is Nineheart the most useless of the Spriggan 12 so far? He seems to be the most useless. I mean, even Ajil, when he got beat after a struggle. Every time we see Nineheart get wrecked, I mean, Urza struggled with him at first, but then he got beat to crap. So I'm not sure if I think he's the most useless of the Spriggan 12 so far that we've seen. So Brandish realizes she must have miscalculated Natsu's strength. Di Maria still watches, and Happy asks about Lady Urza. Why was she called Lady Urza? Nice. About time someone picks up on that. So then the worst part of the chapter, by far, Juvia comes back. Not even one whole chapter dead. Not even one. She didn't die for a whole chapter. Considering this was 31 pages, technically she might have been dead for a whole chapter, but it was a 31 page chapter, so she didn't stay dead for a whole chapter length. So we understand that Wendy saved her due to Charles' precognitions. So they knew that she was going to get hurt, and they were there ready to heal her. But this is absolute rubbish. This is absolutely horrible. Juvia, the whole impact of her stabbing herself last chapter and Grey stabbing himself, that's all gone to shit basically, because she's come back not even within one whole chapter. She's not even stayed dead for one. I'm so salty about this. I mean, come on, man. So Grey basically says he won't kill Invel. Invel then poisons Grey's mind by saying it's because of END that he's lost his mother, his father, and his master too, saying that END will constantly cause you all this heartache, all this misfortune. So Grey says, oh, don't worry about that, man. I'm going to defeat END. And Invel says it's more accurate to say that he's the only one who can. I don't know why there's this only one who can aspect for Grey. Is it because he has a devil slaying magic? Surely there's got to be other devil slayers out there. So he then tells Grey that Natsu is END, and Grey's face is absolutely amazing. He looks shocked, he looks confused, he doesn't know what to do, and obviously he's going to have to, if he wants to actually beat END, he's going to have to take out Natsu. But will he do it? I don't think so, because the whole point of Fairy Tail, and through this chapter and Juvia coming back, we realize that it's we've known for a long time that it's a manga that wants to keep things happy, lighthearted, and he's not gonna kill Natsu. If anything, he's gonna let him go and be like, oh, don't convert to END, just because I didn't convert to demon something. But yeah, on a whole, there were good parts and bad parts to this chapter, but it was badly paced. Everything was a bit all over the place. There were Spriggan 12 members getting one-shotted. I was like, what? Jason Statham was just messing around with Mira Jane. She should have been at least putting up a fight. So I'd give this maybe a 3, just about a 3, I think, out of 5. It wasn't particularly good. Maybe a 2.5. Actually, a 2.5 out of 5, because Juvia even comes back. Not one whole chapter dead. Nineheart's the most useless of the Spriggan 12 so far. Lady Urza, everything, you know. I didn't like it. The best part of the chapter was the Ice Devil Zeroth Destruction Fist. Tell me what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, I'll see you later.